Oh my god.
Okay, Michael, you're gonna have to figure out. Oh, perfect. All right. Hi, Michael.
Oh,
No.
my mic was off.
Yeah, you
Wow.
tried.
Oh my god, I'm 90 years old.
Okay,
Yes,
hold
you
on.
are.
I'm gonna mute a few more people so that way it doesn't get too crazy.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
yeah.
I'm older
Hi.
than Sanders.
Dude, that
Yes,
dude,
you are.
don't
Dude, we
call
got a lot of
Sanders
people
old.
in here. This is cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been doing it. I've been doing it since like last week, and we're doing pre and post, or we're trying to do pre
Oh,
and
this
post.
is sick.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But,
What up, everybody?
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
So we're just
How you doing, old man?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
we're talking about the different parts of the episode. We're
Okay.
talking about the Jones reveal, the Eduardo reveal.
Yes, yes.
Which was favorite part of the episode, the scene with Sanders. I'm gonna put it out there.
Oh my god.
You know what, guys? I gotta be honest. Okay, so I love the Malik scene, but because they posted it on Instagram, it kind of felt like I kind of don't like that they do that. If we're being honest.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so out of context too. Like it was
I
hard
know,
to.
I know.
Yeah.
It's always so much better when you see it in the episode. Anyway,
Yes.
I understand. Like they've gone from. You guys aren't recording this, are you?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's not being. I'll be real. If it's not being recorded and not
No,
being posted.
People don't record this, please.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
can't if you're a speaker.
Yeah. And I don't give a shit if you are recording it, but just don't post. Like, if I'm going to be honest about how I feel about things, don't post about it. Otherwise, I'm not going to do this anymore.
right.
You know.
No, yeah, of course.
But yeah, so like honestly, I think they've gone from like no promo in the past to like not knowing what to do. So they're trying even harder, but you got to tease stuff. You don't give people whole scenes out of context.
Especially like Malik's scenes, and it's the one of the episode.
Yeah, that was really frustrating because I really look forward to seeing
the reactions.
The Malik scenes every week because I have, like, to be honest, I don't remember what happens in these episodes. We shot this a year ago, and we shot like 5 and 6. Like one morning, I might shoot the end of episode 6, and then an hour later in the day, I might shoot the beginning of episode 5. So everything feels out of order. I don't even know what's what. So it's a surprise for me every week too.
Right.
But yeah, that was unfortunate. So I really loved that scene though, because it kind of echoed the scene where we were outside the junkyard trailer, and I'm like, well, what do you got to say, Alex? And I love when we get like really contentious with each other, but really it's like our love that's fueling it and not two people that are being mean. But I got to say that the Sanders scene, I think I might have loved that one the most because I don't know if you guys noticed, but like in that Sanders scene and in the scene where, like I said, the zoologist line, there is so much exposition, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so many things in these, and I'm not the only actor who has it, right? Like all the actors get it.
Everyone had especially this episode. There was a lot of exposition this episode.
Yeah, definitely, and that's because like they're setting up a different story right now. We're continuing the story, and when you're doing that, you have to get all this information out. But what I think makes a great performance in shows like this, it's not the really well written like subtextual scenes where you're not saying anything but saying everything. That is big too, like that takes a lot of great acting. But I really pride myself on being able to make exposition like having an opinion about a line that is just you explaining stuff so the audience and all of the fans and everybody can tag along. And I feel like Sanders and myself did that very well in that scene. And honestly, that's not easy. So I got to say that is, as an actor myself, that is, like I'm most proud of that.
Definitely. Like kudos to you guys. Like
was really
you made
cool.
that interesting.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I think everybody does that from week to week, but this week it seemed like for whatever reason, Garen had the most to do with that. But it went really well. Which was awesome. So I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, and it was all like filmed really nicely, and also like for the fans, we get to see that like Sanders Garen relationship. That's like there, he's talking to him about Alex. We see him have like a father figure.
Yes. Yeah, 100%, which is basically what he is for him, which is really cool.
Yeah. It's lovely. So that was my personal favorite part of the episode. We also have to talk, I think you tweeted about this, about Tyler and Janine, their scene together.
Yeah.
It was so conversational.
Oh, good.
Right? Yeah.
They were just actually, it was as if I was just watching Janine and Tyler talking in the office in the studio,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. It was just so, like, it was so natural.
Yeah, I think that's the special thing. Like as an actor, like let's say in real life, right? Like Tyler's not a computer hacker or this specific character or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's very talented, but in other ways. But he's not that. So I think it's so cool when you're playing a character that isn't you, but you allow your true self to shine through as that character. And I think Janine and Tyler do that all the time in their roles. Like Janine, she will make like weird faces as Liz Ortecho that she makes in real life that makes her charming and uniquely Janine. And, it's a face that a lot of actors would maybe be afraid to make because they're on the CW and they want to look hot or cool or whatever. But honestly, there's nothing cooler than being uniquely yourself. And both of them are really good at doing that.
Yeah.
100% agree. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's honestly like what makes it so good is when you're able to be that vulnerable without worrying about like looking good or just being the character without those worries, without those like withdrawals.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes people love those characters a lot more, because they get to see, not just, the character, but just some realness to it.
Right.
Yes. One thought, it was a real scene when, I don't know if it was written that way, but Tyler said, at the end of like 2 sentences that he said. And like, that's just real life stuff. I almost said, just now at the end of that sentence.
Oh my God. Yeah. I interviewed him on Friday and he said, a lot.
Yeah.
So it was really conversational, which I like. Hi. Yeah. I loved how conversational he was.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he added that in just because it was him speaking.
Exactly. He probably felt very, very comfortable.
Yeah, which is just amazing, But
oh
my God, did I actually just do that? I cannot believe I actually just did that. But yeah, I'm just still thinking about the Max scene, and they shouldn't have like put all of that out so early.
No, I know. It's honestly,
I know.
It's pretty frustrating.
Don't get me wrong. I was excited to see it, but it's like seeing it like being posted in an article is different from watching it live.
For sure. I'll never. So, they reached out to me like a couple episodes ago and asked me to like post a clip early, but like I'm just not going to do that. I maybe a snippet of something, but not the whole
scene.
And we haven't gotten promos the past few episodes, so it also feels like it's just weird to have that.
Do you know what's going on with that?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. My mom's calling me right now to talk about the episode, though. Hilarious.
Oh, really?
Go talk to her. Yeah, go talk to her.
I'll talk for a couple more minutes, and then I got to call her back. But
all right.
Okay.
Yes. No, I have no idea what's going on with that. It might be I don't know. It's straight up. My speculation is as close as yours is going to be. I have absolutely no idea why they're doing that.
I'm just like, is it like budget that they just diverted somewhere else?
It honestly might be budget. I will say COVID made everything infinitely more expensive. So, like I produced my first movie that came out last year. So like I'm gearing up for another one next year, and I'm paying attention to, what it takes to put something together right now. And you can guarantee that, let's say your budget for something, obviously Roswell's budget's way greater, but let's say your budget for something is $1 million. You got to add like 25 to 30% in COVID tests and fees. Yeah. So like I just did a movie that was like $1 million over the summer, and it ended up being like $1,250,000 because of the COVID testing protocols and everything that needs to be done. Yes.
And that's happening everywhere. Like the place where I work.
That's why a lot of shows, like on Netflix, I remember there were some shows that were actually pretty popular that got canceled.
Right.
And that's straight up, that would never happen any other year. That is all because of COVID.
Wow. I know. How's COVID affecting season 4? Is it the same protocols when you're filming, or?
It is the same protocols, but honestly, it just feels unfortunately normal now. So it's really
you're just used to it by now.
Yeah, I'm used to it. And honestly, like sometimes last year you would get yelled at, like not yelled at, but you would be reprimanded immediately if you like let's say they yelled cut and you like forgot to put your mask on, someone would come up to you and like make sure you do it again, put it back on. And they're a little bit more lenient now, knowing like so many of us are vaccinated. And I mean, granted, you know, when we shoot outside, they're way more lenient, but you know, I should not be wearing I should be wearing my mask and stuff, but it's hard when you're like in a scene performing. I'm not trying to take my mask on and off as I'm getting emotional, getting angry, talking to Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really annoying, but I understand for safety.
Yeah, it's definitely for safety, but does that like take away, like, does that make it harder for you to get back into it?
Sometimes, but it also adds to it. Like I think in episode 2 of this season that is airing right now, there's that scene where like I'm talking to Lily outside. I don't know what episode it was. Outside, we come outside of the mine and like all the stuff in the air like floats and levitates because I'm upset. Like that scene was actually like, a lot of scenes get cut short sometimes for time, unfortunately. But like if it was a movie and you had unlimited time, some of these scenes are like way longer. Like last week's scene in the cave at the end of the episode was actually a way longer scene between the 3 aliens. But you're packing so much in that you have to cut because you really only get like 46 minutes of television time, and the rest has to go to commercials because that's what's keeping the lights on. So it is unfortunate, but I will say in that scene where like things levitated, I was really upset and angry that day that I had to wear a mask, and it was really frustrating me because it was like only episode 2 of last season, right? So we had just started shooting with COVID. It was all new to me. Yes, and but that frustration and anger and just like what fed upness like added towards the performance in that scene. But that scene was cut in a way that like you didn't even get to see, like me and Lily had a way longer beat at the truck, you know, talking, you know, just like looking at each other, basically deciphering like, oh man, was my mom bad? You know? But that's all right, you know, like you got to do what you got to do, and they make up for it in other ways.
I do see the difference, like in certain shows or movies, like they're allowed to have longer pauses because they have more time.
Yes, 100%. They let things breathe more, but in television, you'll notice the scene sometimes it goes too quickly. Sometimes I think that's the biggest mistake in TV like this is there's a really funny line and the comedic beat, they just move on to the next line. Yes, and a funny line will only hit if you let it breathe.
And that must be really annoying as an actor to think something's gonna like land really well and then they cut it so that it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I make such a meal out of some of my lines that they gotta keep it in, you know?
That's true. And we did have some funny lines today, like the alien puberty line.
Yeah,
the zoologist.
I was proud of those because on the day, you know, because those lines are when you read them. I think there are actors that will read those and be like, "This is stupid," and then there are other actors that are just like, "No, you fully commit to the ridiculousness of it," and then the line becomes a line that's quoted. You know, like those are the best lines in movies. Like look at like Nick Cage performances. Like sometimes he's hamming it up, but he's also quoted all the time because he's having fun with his lines.
And if you don't have fun, then people won't enjoy watching it.
Like if you're an actor and you manage to make a line that some people think might be stupid, like you manage to make it actually good, that's like the best.
Oh my God.
So what are we doing? Alex line was like really loaded too. I felt like it was like that. I felt that too. Like it was about so much more than just that moment.
So true.
Yeah, it's so funny because you know we do, especially when I'm working with Tyler, we do the lines different every take, right? Like Tyler is if I give him a line in a sweet way, he'll respond to me in a sweet way. He's an active listener, always on with me. So it's always fun to see what are they going to use, because to be honest, I think any Malik scene can be cut an infinite amount of ways.
Wow.
So they're making the choice to do that. Like that's why that drive-in scene it meant so much to me, because we went into that scene and it's like a lot of this dialogue is the same dialogue we've had in previous seasons, you know, which honestly, I think me and Tyler were a little annoyed that day. We were like, man, it feels like we're just going in circles, like a lot of you guys feel, you know?
Right.
So we were like, well, what can we do that shows that our characters are maybe in a different place, or we've elevated with the same type of dialogue that basically is the same dialogue we had at the drive-in 2 seasons ago or whatever, when I said like all I've got is copper wire or whatever, I stole copper wire or whatever, and what came down to was like on the page, I think a lot of people might have read that scene and it might have been a little melodramatic or soapy or whatever, but instead it was like, no, you know what, I'm going to take pride in dying because screw it, and you're going to take pride in making me feel like an idiot because you're sick and like tired of me being this type of guy. So instead of like pouting, I owned it because I'm like proud. Yeah, what, I am a piece of crap. I am gonna die. I'm the dictator's son, whatever. And then Tyler stepping up and matching me with that was like so fun. And that was like I didn't know that scene was gonna be cut like that. We just did that a couple times. We're like, oh, this is fun. Let's see.
Yeah,
and it landed amazingly.
So good.
Definitely did.
Yeah, well, you guys are amazing. I mean, this is really cool that you all get together like this.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm so glad that we get to do this.
This is so cool. I mean, I think I honestly, I'm not sure. Is this the best season yet?
I think
so.
By far.
I think,
without
I think so.
It's
funny because usually this is like the saying that usually season 3s are like one of the best seasons of shows, and I guess Roswell's like falling in with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
funny. It feels like it's like been like rejuvenated. Like, that's the way I would describe it.
And it's also like this season, I've been genuinely interested in all of the plots that are going on, which I can't say for the like as much as I'd love to. I can't say that for the last seasons. I'd watch for certain things and not for others. But this is like I'm not gonna lie, Max. I'm not like a huge fan of his character, right? But this Jones storyline, I'm like, I'm deep into it.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's really cool, and you see it completely. And honestly, it does showcase Nathan's range. I have to give it to him.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For sure. Like tonight was fun because he the whole episode you're like, God, what is he doing? And then you're like, oh yeah, it's Jones.
I think we all
like, this guy's off. What's off about him, But I knew it. I knew what was happening. I hopefully you guys felt that way too.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
Some people figured it out after last episode. Others figured out the beginning of this episode.
It was the dog for me.
It was
it was the dog.
That dog is adorable though.
I want it. So cute.
It's very cute. Do you know what I didn't figure out? The Eduardo reveal. That
that tripped me up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I gotta be honest. I forgot that happened. I was like, oh my God, David DeSantos is so intense right now.
Yeah. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No. I honestly don't remember exactly what happens, but I can't say too much because I'll ruin.
Well, yeah.
I'll spoiler it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. We're here for the ride.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride.
It has.
But guys, I have to. I'm gonna call my mom back.
Yeah. Call your mom.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad I updated the app. I don't even think I had access to this platform in the past.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you did. Thank you for taking your time and joining us. And tell your mom that the fans loved it.
Yeah.
I will. Thank you for saying that. She appreciates you guys too. She thinks it's so cool.
Yeah, of course.
She's always on Twitter, so. She low key, she doesn't tweet or anything. She just looks at it for the news. But she's always telling me like, oh, they feel this way about this storyline. Oh, they didn't like this. Oh, they love that. So she keeps me on it.
Honestly, that's so supportive.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I appreciate
Thanks,
you guys.
Vlamis.
All
right, see you, Vlamis.
No problem.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Wow. That was really. Oh my God! It's 10:20 p.m.
That was wild.
Or for me, at least.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
look how many people are with us. So many.
The power of Vlamis got so many people.
That was
in here.
well controlled.
You guys.
No, Jazz, you did so good. You were like a really good moderator.
Look at you go.
There's 4 speakers and there's like 60 people in here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to like accept anyone's request because I didn't want it to get like too chaotic, and I figured I'm just leaving a couple people as speakers so the conversation isn't dead.
Yeah.
No.
But that was insane.
Him jumping in when I'm saying my gripes about the episode, I'm like,
whoa!
I know.
You were like listing off, and it was like, oh, Vlamis here.
I was peeing my pants. I was
like
peeing my pants. I was like, Kristen better stop talking right now. That's why I was like, oh, Michael Vlamis is in here because I mean, but he's really good about that. He takes criticism, you know?
Yeah, and he understands it and where we're coming from.
It was nothing about the
It was just
performances or
perfect
anything. It was
timing.
just like the structure.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. It was perfect timing. Okay,
I'm glad that spamming worked.
Now,
somehow, yeah.
Okay, let me accept some requests so we can get back into this. Or maybe, when should we close this? We'll close it like 10:30, 10:35, something around there.
Yeah, in a few more minutes.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta drop off momentarily, but
wait, Kristen, what were you saying? Oh yeah, no, I
really
fully
funny.
agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and please,
Yeah.
No, definitely. He was so right for that.
Or like
What?
otherwise he's definitely like don't like repost what he said because
you guys.
like,
don't.
I hope
please
I
don't
really hope
repost
none
that.
of you like screen recorded